Alrighty. Yeah, we saw the Sakazuki player. I forget exactly what the matchup was, but we saw the Sakazuki player uh, previously. Yeah, we jumped in late in the round to see them, I believe. I think that might have been round 5, actually. Um,
Bradley, the Katakuri player, is here. Says he was the player that got defeated by the Sakazuki that game.
I
Feels
see.
strong.
Sorry about that, but at least you know that your loss didn't go in vain. The player is still here, so no problem with that. Sakazuki's going to go first. Go ahead and discard to the leader ability, and then go ahead and pass it up. I believe that's a Moncherie discarded there.
Correct. An alt-art Moncherie, though.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm thrown here. I haven't seen that very much.
Yeah, honestly.
Pudding come down from Katakuri.
Alt-art pudding as well.
Yeah, very nice. We'll see which one of these top 4 are worth it, and it looks like Sanji is the card chosen.
Pick up blocker Sanji here. And that should be it for Katakuri's turn. Sakazuki swing 5. I think that's perfect. And we're just going to take that. Hopefully,
Yep.
We're looking for a trigger. No
Definitely
trigger.
looking for
Okay.
trigger.
All right.
First
Hina.
problem faded. Hina's
Hina.
just going to cycle.
Hina's a nice way to pressure the 5Ks.
Yeah, for sure. Not a whole lot of 3-drop plays out in the deck of the Sakazuki, so it feels nice to be able to curve that here. Fix up the hand a little bit with the draw too as well. Get your value while you can. Passing back over to Katakuri. It's pretty much 2 options here. You can either go for an attack of 7k and play a Parasparrow, or you might want to play the blocker Sanji that you added last turn. Either way is fine. Keeping the card on top.
Okay. If you keep it on top, probably one of the character triggers. Definitely looking for Sakazuki. Parasparrow's pretty nice here.
Yep. Looks like we're just opting to go for the value on the pudding. I don't hate this play either.
Sorry,
actually.
definitely looking for crackers and Parasparrows.
Right.
Not looking for Sakazuki. That card does not exist in your deck. I don't know why I said that.
But yeah, the attack of the Parasparrow, the attack with the pudding there is actually quite nice too. I like that a lot. Just get your value while you can before it gets cleaned up with a Rob Lucci.
Hina considering swinging on the pudding.
Would be a fine attack. Not upset by it. Katakuri does want to control the board though, and they'd be just as happy to be able to clear that Hina from the board.
Right. I mean, it comes down to do you have Rob Lucci, or is that the card you're going to deploy this turn or not?
Right.
Because if so, it's a free destroy with Rob Lucci. But
So we've got 5.
potentially looking at other options this turn.
Just taking it, we know we kept the card on top, so that possible trigger, but no trigger actually.
Yeah, Borsellino
just
coming down. A very nice Borsellino at that.
That's a nice Borsellino.
That's a real good Borsellino.
It's a different kind of flex. We saw unsleeved leaders, but this is a different kind.
I don't want to talk about flexes anymore. I need a break.
Nonetheless, looks like discarding the leader ability, the Hina, and that Borsellino being our play for the turn. Passing it back over. Katakuri going up to the 6th Dawn turn. We'll likely see the turn start with a 7k attack, would be my guess. And then what possibly might happen from there. You could also double Parasparrow as an option. So if that's the play, you're going to attack for 5 first. I think I'd prefer to not see 2 things committed to the board yet. Prefer to see something like...
Still trying to dodge Rob Lucci's.
I think so. I think Rob Lucci is a bit of a blowout, and Hound Blaze is a bit cleaner in the later turns.
Yeah, 6th on turn is like super awkward. Putting your opponent down to 1 makes a lot of sense. So you swing 9 here. Okay, 9 on the Hina though.
That's fair. I understand that.
9 on Hina, play Parasparrow.
If you have no better play with the other 3 Dawn, then you might as well just use it to attack to make sure it dies. But
well, I think to your credit, he was probably considering, I don't really want to put 2 characters on the board yet to get that free value from Rob Lucci.
Yeah. This would be an attack for 5, -1 on the Parasparrow. Does mean that is Hound Blazeable now. So okay, Hound Blaze can pump up the Borsellino.
All right, so we're going to counter out with Sanji. That is
the Sanji we know about as well.
That was the one we know about. I think the 5Ks counter out, makes a lot of sense. Like I said earlier, you definitely want to control when you're losing your triggers.
Yep.
Borsellino, oof. Okay, that's not the answer you wanted to see. I think you would much prefer to see Hound Blaze in this scenario.
Yeah.
Borsellino is a really critical piece towards closing out the game for Sakazuki in this matchup here. So
Yeah, you're also just playing into a turn that your opponent could be playing 8-drop Katakuri, and so the 7-drop could be easily answered out of your opponent this turn in a very
it's fair.
clean way.
Yep, it is clean, but also he didn't give up too much,
No.
he actually answered something with it. So, if that were to happen, if Katakuri does come down here, I think that's part of the play pattern that I think Sakazuki wants to see.
Sure. Looks like instead we're tapping 7 for Lin Lin.
Okay. I like this here. It is an 8K body established. It's going to be a little bit difficult for Sakazuki to answer. Of course, you just say you can heal one, but that life gained is potentially another trigger. So
Yep.
swing 7 with it, so you do get to check. I like the sequencing of this play as well. So you get to have control even over the new life that you put down.
Yeah, it's also just nice because even though this Lin Lin probably does get answered, it also just paves the way for your 10 drops that are going to be coming down, and now you're at a clean life total to be able to be comfortable with that.
Right. Yeah, you're probably going to take 1 or 2 this turn, go down to 2, go back up to 3. But this is roughly where we saw Katakuri earlier.
True.
And Sakazuki's ability to just put 6Ks on the table quickly could impact Katakuri's ability to play multiple 10 drops. Down to 7 cards.
7 cards, yeah. Coming in for 8. This one probably is just taken.
Yeah.
We knew about that card.
So it's interesting that we knew that card but didn't want to bottom it if it wasn't a trigger. So possibly that's what we want.
Yeah, if you're looking for 10 drops, then you could just keep a 10 drop on top there to make sure you have it in your hand for this turn. If you don't have one already, stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't like the swing with Borsellino.
I think it's... If you're able to answer the 7-drop Lin Lin on the table, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Rebecca.
We're going to find out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine we're able to answer the 7 cost.
Yeah.
Hina takes it down to 3. Your leader took it to 1. Rob Lucci's going to destroy it.
Yep.
But I guess Rebecca is here to block the Borsellino for you, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried about 10 drop here,
right?
Your opponent 10 drops.
Yeah, you expect your opponent to 10 drops, so this really was not a lot given away.
This is fine. If your opponent doesn't 10 drop, it feels like you're in a decent position then. Also, because it feels like your opponent has to attack your board in some way here.
I mean, we have to question whether Charles can 10 drop at this point.
Yeah,
because we're back in the same situation we were at before, where we're going to go up to 4 here, but the board has been established very wide. Rebecca, Hina, Rob Lucci is so much pressure to just throw down on the table all at once.
This is not the last round. This is the 7th round. There will be an 8th round after this one. I agree. I think that if you play 10 drop here, you're going up to 4 life. That means all 5 attackers would have to get through.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, all that's being asked is that you get down low enough to die on the following turn.
Right. I'm unsure.
Even with Sakazuki at 2, Big Mom is going to burn him down to 1, but the Rebecca's just getting in the way so easily. Young is the pair down.
Let's just check that to make sure. I mean, I can't check that, but let's check to see how many rounds.
Judges confirmed if Sakazuki wins, this is the last round.
Okay. Never mind. We are wrong. Thank you very much, chat. Looks like Katakuri.
I do not have access to the brackets, and
yeah, we were going off of some prior information, but that's good to know. Thank you. All right, so we're answering the 7-drop Borsellino, and the Rebecca was used to block this turn. Does mean that the board is a little bit clearer, but still some sweating going on. No 10-drop though. Either didn't feel it was comfortable enough to be able to play, or just doesn't have one. And what is the Sakazuki player to do? We're going to attack with the Hina first, just for a 5k. And just taking it. I think we know that life, and I think that's the last life we know. And then positioning what it might look like here. For the rest of the turn, we see 4, 4, and 2 kind of positioned. Something like a Rebecca, Lucci, brand new type of effects. Or equipped on, that makes more sense too. We're going to attack for 7. Said you took 5, would you take 7? I think getting them to a 1 life is probably the most important aspect of this turn.
Right. Definitely this turn.
Okay, and that is a Brûlé off the life.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the alt art there, I was like, that looks like an Amanda a little bit, but no.
No,
Right.
Brûlé off the life. If the Rob Lucci is the answer from Sakazuki, that's an easy cleanup, because we have not attacked with the lead yet. You could just block this 5k attack with the Brûlé and say, like, I've lost my value on it. But it feels bad to do that. I do respect the discipline if that is the choice, though. Nonetheless, it does feel like you have to get out of the stack some way. So, yeah, that will be the option. Just saying, like, hey, Rob Lucci is a house here. And then looks like maybe Hina from hand. Hina from hand. That'll create a 4k on the Katakuri. Or a 4 cost on the Katakuri. The plan is to Hound Blaze, bring it down 2 more with the Great Eruption.
It's possibly it costs 1 right now. Sakazuki reduced it by 1 also. But regardless, 2 is enough either way.
Yeah. And the entirety of our trash pile is now on the bottom of our deck. So aren't able to do that. We aren't able to do that again in the future here, unless we can get rid of some more. Yeah. And that is it.
Rebecca gone. Can't use that ability. Okay. We've done the thing. We've made our board as wide as possible, and we've completely cleared Katakuri's table. So this is exactly how we saw the previous Katakuri versus Sakazuki matchup go.
Yep.
From
for
here,
5, I'll block.
Okay.
Looks like we're playing 10 drop. So we're living on some trigger prayers here.
Yep. It's not the worst place to be, but it is going to be... So Sakazuki wins only 7 rounds, correct. If Saka wins, then we are going to hop over to table 1, watch that game conclude, and then that will be the end of the tournament. Thanks so much for the Prime subscription. proplaygames appreciates that a lot.
8 cards in hand for Katakuri here. And yep, it's just positioning the attacks. Let's attack for 5k first. Sounds good. Let's attack for 5k again.
Just trying to whittle down the hand here.
Absolutely.
Counter out again.
Looks like maybe positioning an attack for 7.
7's a great number. Let's see. Does yellow have it? Okay.
Not yet.
No trigger there. Only 1 more chance at a relevant trigger.
7 again. Now you could position yourself with 2 9 attacks, or if you take that one, it's just 1 big attack.
It's just one big attack here.
Yeah, you can also just swing Borsellino free for the first one if you'd like to, but
I think you do that last, right?
Probably.
I think you're good because, like, even if this doesn't work out, your opponent can't destroy you. Like,
no,
you still have 2 life,
and you can just hold back the Borsellino. So just discarding for the leader ability first.
Right. You could always just discard or hold back your Borsellino. Yeah. Depending on how many cards your opponent discarded to get out of this. That's really the thing. How many cards did they expend to get out of it? Because if they discard a lot of their hand, I'm swinging with the Borsellino.
And I mean, even if they have what million volts, like you're still not dead. You'd
No,
have to have like million volts plus
no.
7-drop at
Well,
Nell,
the thing
which
is,
you
yeah,
wouldn't have.
you need another 10 drop, or you need 7 drop rusher, and then that doesn't leave you with enough Dawn to actually get over the
Yeah,
amount of
yeah.
counter power that Young has. So, yeah, this is not a great spot. You could go 9-9. I mean, you could also just go all your
Just go
Dawn swing.
straight
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. Trying to do math to see how many more cards that is. What's the breakdown of cards per?
Yeah, I mean we're in a finals type position here, up at the top, so no reason to not think out the lines. It looks like, oh, yep, 13 coming in. What can you get out of?
No counter.
A
Oh,
hand
no
that does
counter.
not counter.
Whew.
We don't counter here.
Oh, no.
right.
All
So
right.
Sakazuki takes this one, Yang with a W. Let's jump over to the first table and let's see what's going on.
Yeah, let's try and catch the man and the legend who does not play with his hand protected. Can he win the entire event? Let's
I hope
find
so.
out.
Let's see.
Okay.
All right. The names, the decks, they're all going to be wrong. We're just kind of jumping in, trying to be as fast as we can here. Cameron on bottom, player we saw last round. Up top, we do not know the name. 2 life versus 1 life. Sakazuki mirror. And board is definitely in favor of Cameron at the moment. Definitely a lot going on.
Life and leaders have been updated accordingly.
Thank you. Appreciate. So Brandon on top, Cameron on bottom. Yeah, Brandon's board's looking a little bit rough, but has the slight tick of having 1 more life. And what seems to be a pretty sizable hand there.
A sizable hand, but no board presence at this point. Now, with
Yeah.
Rebecca, it's not difficult to reestablish a board. Obviously, it looks like
Yeah.
Cameron just did that last turn, but at the moment, no board state. So we're going to have to see if he's able to swap that around. It looks like a 3D printed. I've used my leader ability. Very nice.
Pretty cool.
Nice little custom thing. I have a gigantic metal pirate coin that I use to mark my Sakazuki.
That's also pretty flavorful and cool.
Yeah. It also damages my Sakazuki.
Beautiful. Yeah, do you use your Sakazuki unsleeved?
It's very heavy. Yes, very unsleeved.
All right. Looks like Borsalino comes down and is putting away the Rebecca. Interesting choice of all the options here. And then looks like maybe an 8k attack on the Hina to try and remove that. 4 cards in hand from Cameron on the bottom there. Don't know if there's enough counter power.
It's possible we're just going face here. Yeah, we are.
Oh, we are going face.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know, we have so many cards he can't possibly get out of, or he can't KO me next turn. I have 2 life, a lot of cards in hand. So I'm just going to put him to 0, and then we'll deal with whatever blockers he puts on the table because we're holding Houndblaze. And then from there, it's easy finish. So
That's fair. So leader ability discard Kuzan. Bit late in the game for that. And then how many blockers can we support to the table this turn is the question. Because we're going to need a lot. If alternative line, you can play 1 less blocker if you can answer the Borsalino. But you're going to have to make sure that you can not die to a single remove effect.
right, like it requires both, right? You have to put 2 blockers, and you kind of have to remove the Borsalino. Problem is, even if you do that, your opponent has so many cards in hand. You're not likely to take their life.
I can't imagine. But yeah, curious what the contents that are going on there and the decisions being made.
I should have a lot to think about.
Yeah. Sabo feels like a card that could also really help. That'll play around possible remove effects that aren't Houndblaze.
Very true.
You could play around Rob Lucci style stuff.
It's also a 5-drop, which makes Houndblaze a lot harder to play.
Yep. Yeah, Suru isn't an immediate answer to be attack plus Suru, and you don't want to attack into it.
Right, you're trying to get. I mean, you have to get those attacks across first, or
Mm-hmm.
sorry, after you've removed the blockers.
But instead, it looks like we've portioned out a 4-2-4 split on the Dawn. Can probably read into that a little bit. And here we go. Attack for 7k. That's what it looks like we're positioning up. And called it back. Said, hold up, wait a minute. Actually attack for 7k. Looks like a take for Brandon. Added the hand. So you got your opponent to 1 life. It seems like at least the minimum of the turn that you wanted to do.
Right.
Because now you are able to threaten more lethals on the following turn. But we still need blockers.
Right. Step 2 is make it to the following turn.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Sabo mana. The Sabo Dawn has been set aside.
Yeah.
So
Sabo Borsellino would be a way.
It's an important first step.
Borsellino, Borsellino also are things that can only be Hound Blazed. Or 7-drop Borsellino. But I assume we're not trying to do that here.
Yeah. Cameron's also going to need a handful of 2Ks to get out of what's about to happen.
Yep, definitely. Gotta be ready for that. And we saw the preparation at the beginning of the turn, discarding the Kuzan that didn't counter for hopefully something that did. I think we have about 5 cards in the hand for Cameron, which does mean that if we're going to play 2 of them, the rest of them will need to be quite good. Looks like we're really just counting out things in our opponent's graveyard, what possibly could exist there. I think the question for that one was probably how many 2Ks are there. Just to see if we can maybe swing for lethal instead. Maybe that's a better option. Feels like the answer is no. Feels like 7 or 8 cards is a lot to work through. And this looks like it's going to be an attack for 7 here.
Yeah, you just kind of have to take your smallest value, and then you take your value where you can, and then you play the blockers that you absolutely have to have on the table here. So even if this doesn't, if what you have to do is Sabo plus Borsellino, then you just have to not swing 7 here. You just have to swing 5/5 with Hina.
Yeah.
And then Sabo plus Borsellino, or Sabo draw cards hoping to draw Borsellino if that's your only route.
So this looks like an attack for 7, -1 on the Borsellino on the table. Going to counter out.
Go to 5 cards in hand.
Yes, I believe so. And then, do we have the Sabo type effect? Or we'll attack for 5k first. That makes sense too. Going for 6 here. And then if they take the life here, that does mean you could attack for 9, which isn't unreasonable, but also seems not quite.
I can't imagine they take this.
If they take it, they're taking the next one, right?
No, not necessarily. They could. I mean, it could be a bait, right? You take this. You have full math available to you.
All right, 2k out on that one.
You go, what's the number of Hound Blazes you could play? If I can get out of that, then I'm just going to take this, go to 0, and then if you would like to swing at me with brand new plus all your Dawn, you can do that, counter out of that. So it's possible that it's a bait if they took, but it's also just a very easy 2K to get out of.
Hina. And then we remove.
Hound Blaze.
With the Hound Blaze, pumping up.
Okay.
To remove the Borsellino, attack here.
Really important play there. Okay. You've got a single blocker.
Yeah.
Single blocker. That's where we're at right now. Hope it's enough.
Yeah, hope your opponent doesn't have something to be able to remove this.
I mean, it would be difficult to not be able to remove that, Rebecca. But we
Yeah,
did.
we saw our opponent.
We saw
We saw.
we saw a player earlier this tournament get in this exact situation where they just could not answer the Rebecca, and that spelled lethal.
Yep.
So Great Eruption, we are digging for it.
Yep.
Rebecca goes to
I mean,
2.
We saw Tashigi used or discarded this turn, so we know that the thing holding the back wasn't the minus effect. It was
Well, we saw Ice Age discarded
remove.
this turn.
Oh, and we saw Tashigi discarded as a 2K last turn.
Okay. So Rob
And there
Lucci
we
comes
go.
down, pops that. That is now an attack for 10.
Do still have 4 cards in hand, so this is not a lethal attack necessarily.
Are 3 of them 2Ks? 1 2K?
That's a 2K.
Oh, that's it.
That's a game.
That's it. Cameron wins.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Cameron wins an entire event with his hand face up. My man is 7-0 with a fully revealed hand. That is crazy. Oh my God. All right. Well, shout out Cameron. You are the absolute GOAT. Uncontested best Sakazuki player in A.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you at Nationals.
I do not look forward to that. Oh my God, he is going to take down Nationals with his hand fully revealed. That's crazy. What a legend. 100%. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow. Okay. Whew.
It's very cool to see. Not something you see every week.
What a practice. What a practice run for Nationals. At Nats, can you imagine? He'll have his hand fully tucked away. No one can even read every single card. That's crazy.
It's unlimited power.
Unlimited power. He had it if he went lethal last turn. Opponent had Eruption, Ice Age, Lucci. Yeah, it's tough to know that. With when your opponent has 5 cards in hand and you're just trying to get a 7K across. Like, that's the make or break. Tough to know that. But that being said, it's also a really difficult ask to just sit back on a Rebecca and hope that's enough.
Right.
Is there a top cut? No, there is actually not going to be a top cut. We went to undefeated players. But that is the end of the tournament. That is the end of the stream. Shout out to Cameron. Let me get that last name for you guys. Cameron Varden. For his 7-0 run with Sakazuki. And because of his camera placement, he was playing with his hand fully revealed the entire day. That didn't bother him, though. Shout out to the GOAT. I want to know Cameron's list. All deck lists will be published on ppgeventmanagement.com shortly after the tournament. Probably wait until give our judges a couple hours to get those deck lists published, but either by end of day today or early tomorrow morning, that will be there. And if you guys aren't already following this Twitch account, proplaygames live, feel free to do so. George Machado and proplaygames hosts a lot of One Piece events, and certainly not going to be slowing down as 2024 winds up. And if you really enjoy the content, make sure to drop subscribe. Use your Twitch Primes, use whatever you've got, and catch these VODs. If you want to watch the tournament but you're not subscribed, all of the rounds will be available on YouTube, except round 5 due to technical difficulties as my computer absolutely melted during that round. But other than that, all rounds will be posted as VODs. Nathan, got anything?
Yeah, if you enjoyed the banter that we had today, we also have a channel. We are Three Swords Productions. You can find us on YouTube or Twitch, and we sometimes play One Piece. So come join us there if you enjoy that at all. But that's all I got. It was just a great day. A lot of cool One Piece. Excited for Nationals in a couple weeks. All the placings and everything will go live likely within the next day or so as the information gets up on the PPG Event Management website that was posted in chat. Feel free to check back there, or you can join the Pro Play Games Discord and ask around there if you need it sooner than that. Nonetheless, thanks everybody for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun, really enjoyed what was going on. So appreciate everyone out there, appreciate chat, and appreciate all the fun we had. So
all right, guys.
Good day.
We are going to pop over for some quick last-minute ads here, but feel free to hop out. That is the end of the tournament. We will catch you guys next time.